What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the New Creation Capital Podcast, a place where we discuss what happens in the world today, where we discuss stories that's going on, current events, the stock market, and digital assets. Of course, this is a new you, a new future, and a new creation, guys. Happy Monday. It is April 20th. I hope you guys have made your way through the weekend and into this amazing day. If you are tuned in to Apple Podcast, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify, or the Anchor platform, please make sure to follow, like, subscribe. You can support and partner with us here on the Anchor platform, or shoot me a message if you have any corrections or questions, either one, any comments. I appreciate it. Also, you can find us on the Publish OX cryptocurrency blog site, where you can find all our stories, audio and visual. Of course, you also can hit us up on the Twitter at New Creation Cap, where we like to converse and make some sort of back and forth commentary with you. We really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let's check in on the story of the day before I go into it. Today, we're going to talk about, is XRP useless? Is XRP distinct? And is XRP paired with Apple? I don't know. We'll see. And of course, we got some things going on in the oil market right now as we speak. First, let's jump into what's going on in the cryptocurrency market. We have right now, Bitcoin is up at 76.76%. Ethereum is up 1.77%. XRP is up 0.36%. Not too much crazy, but over the last 7 days, Ethereum is the story, as you can see right here. I can't highlight all those. Anyway, Ethereum is up 18.45% over the last 7 days. So Ethereum is pump. We might be seeing a flip here. I don't know. What do you guys know? With that said, we are exactly 22 days, 1 hour, and 34 minutes from the Bitcoin halving. So things are moving. I know I don't talk about the halving before, but now that we are under 30 days, this is when it matters. This is when we will see make or break. I don't know if you are a Bitcoin maximalist or someone who invests in Bitcoin. Again, here on this channel, we buy and trade and sell Bitcoin. We invest in XRP. But knowing this, might be time to hold on to at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Bitcoins, depending on what you can hold to see what happens. You still can trade and make money. You never know. This is a coin that can blast off. This is a coin also that can dump. So we will see what happens. 22 days away. With that said, right now on the 12-hour scale, we have a buy signal on and in the Bitcoin platform. So we, just to let you know, we actually sold right here, got into a short around actually 7,200, not all the way up here, around 7,200 flat, got into a short, and we actually had an automatic take profit at 69.75. So right before that, this is the chart yesterday that I set up just for my little brother to show him basic trend lines, how to set up basic support and resistance lines. And I said we literally made a trade. I will take these off. We made a trade strictly off these trend lines right here. I built this chart yesterday for him in about, 30 minutes to show him how to do it. And then we made a trade based off of this. I entered a trade right here, and we set it based on past support and resistance and everything going on. And boom, it worked out perfectly. I showed him that. So now we are in a long, hoping that it touches back up in this area right here. And I'm still short long term, but we will see. Well, I'm still short in the macro and the micro here in the short term. Long term, we'll see what happens. With that said, let's go to Finance 1.0. Look at this. Look at this. I gotta click. 44%. I'm gonna zoom. 44% down in oil right now. Oil is crashing. By the way, if just in case you're not understanding, check that with the petrodollar. Oil crashes, petrodollar crashes, shot out to Ripple XRP. And this is big, because this is big. I'm just saying. I mean, this right here, guys, right here, this was less than 12 hours ago. Right? I'm sorry, that was a little less than 24 hours ago. Right? We're sitting up here at $7. Fast forward, boom. Wow, that is insane. I mean, if you just want to see it percentage, it is gone. It is down. It is down. It is down. It is down. Oil is down 44%. That is crazy. Let's look at the rest of the markets real quick. By the way, 1 day decline ever on. So this is on track for ever. The Dow is currently down a little under 1%. S&P is down a little over 0.5%. Of course, Nasdaq is up 0.16%. Gold is up 1%. But the story of the day in Finance 1.0 is oil is crashing. Oil is crashing. Speaking of something crashing, I came across this article right here where it says Gavin Newsom declares a nation state. So I know this is old. I see highlight. This is from April 9th. I just came across this recently. The state is at odds with the federal government over coronavirus plans and much else. I don't, excuse me. I'm not really sure what is going on specifically with these states right now. I don't know. If you really look at all the rest of the world, no one can get under this. And I know President Trump, I believe, did all he can do. And then you got the right side, the left side, just trying to find another reason to impeach him. It's just about politics, guys. It's not about people. Don't listen to the mass media. Speaking of the mass media, if you have not seen, and I'm going to Google this real quick. I'm going to go into YouTube, and I am going to show you this little thing. I have it on my channel as well. So if you just want to come into my channel, you can go on to my channel if you truly want and watch this show, or you can go to, it's called Out of the Shadows right here. I uploaded because they have been uploading and blocking. YouTube's actually blocked this, but if you type in the shadows, if I can spell, if you type in the shadows or out of the shadows, all one word, outside of my channel. Again, you can find this on my channel. You'll find this documentary right here, 8.6 million views in 1 week. I suggest you watch that, shout out, and watch it. Whoever made this, watch it. Again, if you can't find it, you can also go to my specific channel and find it. Talk about mass media. Anyway, so Gavin Newsom here says, Governor Gavin Newsom here, excuse me, sir, says that he would use the bulk purchasing power of California as a nation state to acquire hospitals, supplies that the federal government has failed to provide. Like, I mean, no one can get that many. I don't know. My question is, where is the federal government going to hold these supplies? In the White House? Like, that's why he has literally put in the wartime type act to force companies to build these things. Anyway, says California might even export some of those supplies to states as needed. You heard New York making the same complaint, and now they have too many ventilators. Just saying. But you don't hear him talking about we have too many. Here it is. The federal government is no longer a reliable partner in delivering health care and supporting immigrants. Now, here, they shouldn't write immigrants. They should write illegal immigrants. Not just immigrants, because we're all immigrants. Talking about people who are not registered with the United States government here. That's who we're talking about. Not regular immigrants. My mother is an immigrant. Most of this country are immigrants. And then, like me, I'm a firstborn generation American, but my mom didn't sneak over the border from any side, not just Mexico, not just Canada. Canada, by the way, has the most immigrants to this country. I'm just going to point that out. But for some reason, the mass media talks about something else, but not supporting LGBT. So therefore, you know, obviously, I'm not going to touch on that. And protecting the environment. That's the one world mentality. Environment. So we need to forge our own path. Now, let's talk about this. The state of California has the most homeless people, the most people in debt. They also have one of the worst education systems for public school teachers, by the way. They also have one of the most worst environmental skies. I lived in LA. You see how horrible, you can't even breathe in LA sometimes. So if the government doesn't do it, that means the state of California is just not doing it. I really do love the state of California, but it is a failed state. And then they just want to do this, and I don't really understand it. It says we need a reliable federal government partner, and we just don't do that. Yo, not to mention your own Congress or Senate, I think, right? Nancy Pelosi's in the whatever. Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco sat down in Chinatown and told people when Trump locked down the country to come to Chinatown because the coronavirus is not a real threat. And now, a month and a half later, she's saying the president didn't do anything. Just saying, California officials, people, open your eyes to what is going on. Again, go and watch this right here. Documentary out last week. It is amazing information. Anyway, let's move on from California. So, here we go. Let's go. I'm going to go on to this Twitter post that is found by Organic Moonman. And I thought this was interesting. To shout out to Organic. Do I follow him? Nope. Let's give him a follow. All right. Organic says, guys, leaked information. Ripple has partnered with the Bank of Afghanistan. Brad Garlinghouse and the IMF spotted at central bank meeting in Afghanistan. This is huge. Never before reported. Islam runs on Ripple. Now, I don't like the Islam because Islam is a religion. How about just that country runs on Ripple? So we're gonna scratch that out, my friend, because a religion doesn't run on a currency. Members of the IMF also at the table. So we click on this picture, we can see that looks like Brad Garlinghouse, not this guy, but the guy on the other side is Brad Garlinghouse. You can see some guys here. Here he looks familiar. She looks familiar as well. And then these are obviously bankers. You can see here there's a lot of American bankers and other bankers over here. So thank you for that information there. We appreciate that. Here's a closer look. You can see here's Christine Lagarde right here. That's the IMF meeting with the other bankers. And then some guy over here in a very nice shirt. What's up with these shirts? Anyway, nice shirts, guys. Those guys are wearing shirts at suits. So you know those are actually the guys with the money because they don't care about the suits. All right. So let's go on to talking about some of the Apple using Ripple, XRP, Interledger as banking becomes easier with XRP. Now, this is from 2 years ago. And I know it's old, but I don't hear this anymore. This is a big deal because you don't hear about it, but it says here, amidst all this, now again, this is 2 years ago, so all this currency stuff does not matter in the market. But here's the article. Amidst all this market excitement is the news that Apple Pay has integrated Ripple's Interledger protocol. According to the announcement, the update will be rolled out via Safari browser using both Mac OS 11 and Mac iOS 11.1, which we are in right now, by the way. I think I have iOS 11 on my phone. These are operating systems for Mac computers and iPhones, respectively. The Interledger integration hints at the possibility of Apple Pay accepting cryptocurrencies in the near future. If this were to happen, let me zoom in so you guys can see this. If this were to happen, it would mean that users of Apple Pay would be able to use cryptocurrency for regular purchases in the near future. Now, when I send money to friends via Apple Pay on my phone in a text message, it gets there pretty quick. So I think that's interesting. And it just goes into what's Interledger protocol. We know that on this channel, but that's an interesting thing. Again, this will be in the link in the description. Do you guys already know about this? Did you know about this? Is this a surprise? Or you're just like, duh, XRP is everywhere? Let me know in the comments. Let's move on to the next story. All right, so I came across this. James Rule XRP. I think I follow him. Yep. So David Gockenstein claimed that Ripple digital token XRP is not useless, as many Bitcoin enthusiasts claim. So I clicked on this article. Let's jump on into this article. He tweeted this yesterday. So this article here is from theheraldsheets.com, and it is, well, wait for it to load. Internet's running really slow today for some reason. XRP here. So we see here that, let's see if we can get that popping. XRP is not useless. U.S. Republican congressional candidate states. This is written by Toby Loba. Thank you, Toby. On April 6, 2020. It says here, we're going to exit that out. It says here, David Gockenstein, a crypto investor who is presently running for a seat in the United States House under Republican, looking forward to representing New York's first congressional district, has recently claimed that Ripple digital token XRP is not useless, as many Bitcoin enthusiasts claim. So here's his tweet right here. You can see nice and simple. David Gockenstein. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. XRP is not useless. He typed that 15 days ago. This has never been a supremacy tussle with the cryptocurrency ecosystem, especially between Ripple, XRP, and Bitcoin. I don't know why people have such an issue with it. Let's see here. Obviously, the digital token has been useful. For a tool for Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution across borders. The speed, scalability, and cost-efficient of XRP transactions have so far helped in reducing the cost of cross-border payments. So here's another tweet that he actually said. In another tweet, the U.S. Republican congressional candidate David Gockenstein charged many Bitcoin enthusiasts that their best wish is to see the collapse of the global economy, for the growth of BTC was to deceased. Actually, in general, let's see here. Here's his tweet right here. Wishing the global economy to collapse. We can see here. Wishing the global economy to collapse. Oh no, I just went to his tweet on accident. Let's go back. Wishing for the global economy to collapse to see Bitcoin succeed is insanity and selfish. That is not what Bitcoin is about. I don't believe that Satoshi Nakamoto vision. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I also said, it's not that we're, even as XRP, right, or anything in the cryptocurrency asset, it's not that I personally wish for the economy to crash. I don't want people to lose their jobs and lose their livelihoods. But when you are betting on Bitcoin, right, long term, the concept of the long term is the exchange and inflation, right? When inflation happens, people lose their jobs. The economy crashes. That's what it is. Even though this was birthed out of a recession, right? Bitcoin also kind of, when you bet on Bitcoin, you're also shorting the stock market. Kind of like, with the Big Short. We talked about that episode, by the way. If you guys don't remember, we talked about the Big Short with the banking system. I think it's episode, I'll put it in at the end slate here. If you make it to the end of this, let me know. Where is the Big Short? Here it is. I talked about this right here in this article. So if you go and check it out, you can listen to the audio or see the video. Are banks the Big Short? And when you're betting on the banks to fail or the economy to fail, you're shorting it. Just like these guys shorted the housing market in 2007, 2008. They didn't want it to fail, but they saw it failing. So it's not that I want it to fail. I don't want it to fail, but I also want my investment to succeed. It's kind of it's a lose-lose situation there, right? So I don't know what you guys feel. What do you guys think? What do you guys feel about that? Before I forget, I also want to go ahead and talk about, we had a gentleman leave us a comment, not there. That's the Sunday Scriptures. If you didn't check out Sunday Scriptures yesterday, check it out. I thought it was a pretty great little mini sermon if you enjoy just listening to the scriptures. But we had a gentleman down here speak corto y I'm not even going to say preciso, que en está estresado en más información. Basically, what this says right here, and I will show you, we will translate that. And it's Will Poe. He says, short and precise. Whoever is interested in more information should go to the links. Very good. So, thank you, muy bien. I appreciate it, Will Poe 48. I hope I didn't crush Spanish. I do speak a little Tagalog, but my Spanish is rough. Corto y preciso. Quien está interesado en más información debe ir a los links. Muy bueno. So I hope I did okay myself. But thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for that. I just crushed that. If you speak Spanish or you understand it, please don't crush me in the comments. Or you can crush me in the comments because it helps the algorithm. So I appreciate it. Anyway, let's jump on to the last part here. So far we saw XRP isn't useless, right? We see that here. We saw XRP is an apple. Next but not least, XRP has to be distinct. And that came in this right here, the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. I thought I had a Twitter to shout out who tweeted this. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't know who tweeted this, actually. Anyway, thank you to the person who tweeted this out. I came across it. I shared it in a couple of my groups. This is from the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. It came out hot off the press this week or this year. Not sure what day it actually came out, but this is the crypto market reactions to regulatory news, the Federal Reserve of the Bank of Dallas. So I decided to search, so we're going to jump in real quick just to jump to what I want. We're going to search XRP, and we're going to go by here. It says the XRP token also reacts less, which may reflect that this network of trusted nodes is centrally controlled by issue Ripple, making XRP token distinct from other permissionless cryptocurrencies. Now, we're not going to go in and talk about being decentralized versus decentralized. There's a lot of other channels that talk about that this morning, actually. This seems to be the big news in the XRP community. However, we know that XRP is distinct. That's what I'm going to stick into right there. XRP is distinct. The token is distinct, and that is very true. Now, centrally controlled, we know that Ripple is going to gives away basically all their XRP as they make these sales. There's backdoor sales. The movement to these different banks behind the scenes is not necessarily being bought on the exchange right now. It's being given to them behind. The people that work at Ripple are very intelligent. Harvard, Bradford, Yale, all these Harvard graduate, business graduate, Yale graduate, MIT graduate, big time people working at, people coming from the SME, the New York Stock Exchange, all these people, they know what they're doing. They've met with their regulators. This is not centrally controlled. The nodes are trustful. People can run the nodes. However, it is distinct. So I'm just going to point that out here. This is just a little study that was going on that went down. They studied different currencies and how they move to the news. I will put a link in this if you are interested in learning about this specific article. I will put a link you can see here in the conclusion. They just talk about the challenges. This suggests that current juncture authorities around the globe to do some scope to make regulations effective. They're just talking about regulation. And we know the fact that they even mention XRP, it's a facade, guys. So turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. Oh, there it is. So by the way, I don't know where I found this. I think the Bearable Bull actually tweeted. So before I go real quick, let me check out the Bearable Bull. He tweeted something that talks about the Fed blackout. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Anyway, I just wanted to give the Bearable Bull some credit here. Okay, he also talked. Here he goes. It's XRP Crypto Wolf that tweeted out this article right here. So shout out to the XRP Crypto Wolf. There we go. So follow that. And then there's a blackout happening. He talked about it on his channel. Here we go. Fed staff rip up script as officials go dark ahead of meeting. So Julie Shelton tweeted that out. I'm going to give her a follow. Julie Shelton is a pretty big person right now. Google her, check her out. I think she is working for someone pretty important right now, or at least being sought after to be. Anyway, a Bloomberg article here, and I'm going to click on this real quick one more time just so we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. They took the page down. How crazy is that? So you see, they went dark. People don't want them to go dark. Bloomberg took the page down. Oh, wow. That's interesting. I think, wow. Check into that. There's a reason behind it, guys. So something's getting ready to happen in the banking system. Fed staff rip up script as officials go dark. So this was on Friday. They're going dark for the next 2 weeks. Be on the task force because this article also came out. I'm going to show this real quick. Washington, D.C. faces coronavirus spike. Secret military task force prepares to secure the Capitol. This is on Newsweek.com. And I had to check to make sure it was real. And it's real. So that's just interesting to me here, right, guys? We know something's going down. I'm not going to play it. Do your homework. Search it out. I'll try to put that in the description. Anyway, guys, again, as we know, the Bitcoin halving is 21 days away, 15 hours. We are 3 weeks and some change from it. Guys, right now we are sitting at, before I go, Bitcoin sitting at 70.63. The market, before we close this out here, is also sitting... Whoa, wow. Oil is down now 51%. It dropped 3% since I started this podcast, guys, and it is just intraday here in America. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Before I go, I will go ahead and read you some scripture, as I always do. This is from Matthew 7:21. It says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the ones who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles?' Then I will tell them plainly, 'I never knew you. Away from the evildoers.'" So quick short sermon, 30 seconds. Just because you say, "I believe in a God," does not believe that you believe in the God. So Jesus is saying here, not everyone who says, "Lord, Lord." So guys, if you don't know Christ, the end times, I won't go in that. Listen to my scriptures. But if you believe that there's an afterlife, that means there's a wrong way to get to afterlife and a bad way to get to afterlife. So don't need to listen to me. Pick up a Bible sometimes and read it. That's all. I'll leave it right there. I won't push that on you. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Brave, ideal jogging. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Really, please remember to hit me up on the Twitter. Our Twitter is @NewCreationCap. Also, you can find all of our information on Public OX 0x, where you can find all of our stuff, audio and video. Check it out. There's the scripture that I was telling you about yesterday. You do not have to pay to be on here, by the way. These are just tips. See how I got tipped right there in BAT? Litecoin, people just tipping me in BAT and DIA. These are just people who tip and like what they see, okay? The banking system are apologize. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout, guys. Okay, last but not least, this is your boy Christian Israel. You are tuning into the New Creation Capital Podcast, a place where we discuss what happens in the world today, where we talk about current events that focus on the stock market and digital assets. This is not financial advice, but we like to say make sure you buy low, sell high. Guys, this is the new you, a new future, and a new creation, guys. Until next time, peace and love. Later.
Some, can you see those? Oh, there's 2 votes.
Let me try.
Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? Oh, they're over here. That's easier. You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I should take what the IMF is going to do. I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
Which goes to the next question that was on the list, actually. Will central banks issue digital currency become a reality in the next few years?
Well, again, there's a lot of work being done by a number of central banks in different regions of the world. I think generally speaking, many of these central banks are coming to the conclusion that they don't see the benefits right now of doing it, but they're very seriously considering the use case. And I think as work proceeds, they maybe become the possibility may increase. Particularly the Bank of Canada with its Project Jasper experiment has realized that a central bank digital currency on its own may not offer benefits now, but when combined with other things like the security settlement system, the use cases begin to emerge. So let's keep an open mind.